People call her an unfortunate bride. She's been branded this title because the man she's to marry is nicknamed Hades, the god of death. It's a pretty peculiar name. Naturally, I'd expect a hideous-looking man as her supposed groom. That's not the case here. Her groom is the Empire's sun that shines in eternal glory. Emperor Rophus Qatar Esperion. How they met and how this marriage came about is all some crazy joke. Some time ago, our girl's at the bar drowning her sorrows away. She's ranting on about her ex and calls him a fool. She mutters words to herself. Is it normal for someone who's 30 to not know which direction the sun rises from? Then proceeds to scream out an answer to her very own question whilst banging on the table. Once more, she asks if he's got some sort of magic power that could allow him to change where the sun rises from. She looks like she actually believes the words spewing out of her mouth. Her eyes shine bright like she's just made a groundbreaking discovery. The reason our girl's this lost to alcohol is because she's going through a heartbreak. She was recently dumped by her fiancé for some pretty dumb reason too. She mutters on and on about how all she did was mention that the sun rises from the east and he broke off their engagement. That's crazy. A young man sits across her. He's dressed in a dark outfit and he's wearing a brown hood covering his face. She doesn't relent pouring her heart out. Our girl asks the young man if their emperor could achieve such a great feat, like could he change where the sun rises from? That'll probably mean his god, or wouldn't it? The young man agrees with her. She's hit with a wave of confusion. Our girl has no idea how long the young man has been there sitting across from her. She'd been drinking and talking so much she didn't notice she wasn't alone. She stares him in the face and wonders who he could be. He's having something to eat and he gives her some too. She devours the meal at sight and thinks to herself that he's probably a good person, compares him to her ex and agrees within her that he's better. Think it's too soon to be so sure, huh? She zones out for a few seconds, says she really wished she could return to her academy. Our girl doesn't need any more drama with prospective marriage partners, nor does she have interest in dealing with more stupid men. By the way, she's already got her doctorate degree, so going back isn't even an option. She lets out a deep sigh. The guy asks if she's looking forward to getting married or finding a new partner or something like that. Our girl screams at him, says she hates ugly men and old men. She's so pained, she says if there's a slight chance she'll get married, then she wants her husband to be miles ahead her ex-Udall. She looks up at him but couldn't see his face cause of the hood, but still she's convinced he'd be quite handsome. He asks if she's all right. She looks heavily drunk already. Our girl likes his voice, also he's got pretty amber eyes. The young man's ticking all the boxes in her head. He gets on his feet really anxious cause she's almost passing out on the table. The young man says she shouldn't sleep here, but she's reluctant to listen. All the while she's practically setting up a date with him in her head. He taps her shoulder and asks once more if she's doing all right. He's the perfect candidate and he's right in front of her. His touch startled her. She immediately assumes he's nice, handsome and is a good listener. That's extreme for just a tap on the shoulder, don't you think? In a rush, our girl grabs his hands and asks if he's married. So much anticipation in her eyes for an answer. She proceeds to ask if he's engaged or by any chance in a relationship. He says he's not in love, neither is he in a relationship. Just like she said, perfect fit. Our girl's blooming with a big smile on her face, and out of the blue she proposes to him. Asks him to marry her. He's stunned. The young man doesn't know what to say. He turns his gaze away. Immediately, her countenance changes. She's burning up with anger. Our girl asks if he doesn't want to marry her, but he says that's not the case. He's on his feet and first he hesitates, but asks if she doesn't care about his family status or his family generally. Our girl looks confused. She takes a look around. She'd thought this pub was a place nobles just like her came in disguise to enjoy themselves in secret, and the drinks here are pretty expensive, but at the same time there was no restriction to the average citizen not to come in here. Back to the young man in front of her, our girl asks if he's a commoner. He's without words. She wonders if her question has hurt his pride. She walks up to him and pats him on the back, laughing hard, and says it doesn't bother her if he's by any chance a commoner, he could just marry into her family. Our girl slams the table hard, says she's an only child and she's got a responsibility to get married quickly and produce an heir. He asks what she meant. She says she had a terrible ex-fiancé, he was bald and looked bad too. Her expression changes, she looks way serious now. Our girl says it's a fact that children take after their parents, whether they like it or not. Like the young man doesn't understand heredity. She says she's certain a man who looks bad will without a doubt produce bad-looking children. He's sweating heavily now, he's probably wondering what kind of woman she is. I am too. Our girl says it won't be easy, but some way somehow she'll convince her parents to accept their marriage. He's mute, the young man says absolute nothing. Now she's a bit down cause it's looking like it won't work out after all. She wonders if she'll have to continue her search for a suitor, meeting random noblemen again and again. Nope. She'd rather drink herself to an early grave. She chugs one jug of beer in a single gulp and now she's completely hammered. He tried to stop her, but words didn't reach her. She's satisfied and now she wants to leave for home. Our girl says she'll have to continue meeting prospective husbands from today till when the right one comes. She says all this with a massive smile on her drunken face. She gets on her feet and attempts to leave the bar on her own 2 feet. The young man looks so worried and he asks if she'll be safe heading back home all by herself. He wouldn't want something to go wrong or anything like that. She turns in his direction and silences him. Our girl says she'll do whatever she wants. She dashes towards him and pulls him by the jacket. Our girl says he keeps his face covered like some type of criminal. It's so suspicious. With the sudden action, his hood comes off and his handsome face is revealed completely. Our girl's mind is blown. The young man in front of her is much better looking than usual. Her vision gets blurry and she doesn't hear his words. In no time our girl slumps, but it's with a smile on her face. It's almost like she's won a lottery or something. The young man ticks all her boxes and it's dreamy. In the next scene, there's a massive mansion in sight. A handmaiden asks if our girl's awake. Also, she asks how much the young mistress drank the night before. Our female lead is young Miss Elia. Our girl holds her head. She has a splitting headache. She says she had little to drink, maybe 5 glasses. I think it's way more. She has a hangover. She's trying to remember something. Our girl has the feeling it's something important too, but it escapes her regardless. Is it just me or her hair color changed from the last time she was in the bar and now? It's a mystery. Her handmaiden asks how much Lady Elia had to drink last night. Our girl has a splitting headache. She says she didn't drink so much, it's just been a while she's had any alcohol. She definitely drank too much. Her handmaiden hands her a glass of honey water. She says she'd love to see Elia's tab so she can confirm if the young mistress is lying about drinking. Our girl asks if she didn't get her tab and how she got home last night. The handmaiden says an employee at the tub carried her back. It's a relief he brought her back through the mansion's back door. Otherwise, the Countess could have spotted our girl. Even in her drunken state, she was still ranting to the pub employee. Her handmaiden says she's glad our girl came back with her wig on. Lady Elia rides in her carriage on her way to a certain destination. In it, she wonders about her whole encounter at the pub. It's not a surprise the pub asks the guests to write their names down in case they have to deal with drunk customers just as herself. She's still bothered about her tab which didn't get home with her. Our girl is worried she made a massive mess and they're still tallying all her damages at the pub. It's scarier because she doesn't remember what happened. She makes up her mind to face whatever trouble she's brewed up over the course of the night head on when the time arises. Our girl arrives at her destination as she's welcomed by a red-haired girl. She's all dolled up. I assume she's a fellow noble. The two exchange greetings. Our girl calls her friend Lorraine. Our girl receives a compliment for her stunning outfit. Elia says her good friend is the host of the party, so yes, she dressed up looking gorgeous. In truth, our girl drank until she blacked out last night. Lorraine asks about our girl and Count Fexeter, her ex-fiancé. Elia says they called off their engagement. They've not seen each other in 10 years, nothing serious really happened between them, but they weren't right for each other, so they called it quits. All this to quench Lorraine's curiosity. Our girl says it was the Count's idea to call it off, not hers. She halts right that instant, glances at her friend who's looking very nervous like there's something she's not saying. Elia asks if Lorraine's heard stuff about her. Could it be that Count Fexeter was going around saying bad things about her? Lorraine asks if our girl knows the Count has an excessive dislike when it comes to his lack of intelligence. In truth, he's not a really smart man, and he hates it when it's shown to him, when he's corrected. Elia is stunned. This is new information reaching her. Count Fexeter's family work in trade, so they're well-versed people, but the Count in particular was an odd one amongst the bunch. He'd failed a test multiple times, so his cousin is currently the head of the family business because Count Fexeter is seen as incompetent. There had been rumors that he'd intended to marry our girl so he could use her intellect. Elia was known in the land for her academic brilliance. Our girl was once in the newspaper for being the youngest person to enroll in their elite academy at the top of her class. Big flex, right? Everyone's wondering why her engagement didn't work out. Our girl says she'd been talking to him one faithful day, and the talk of the sun rising from the west or east was the reason he dumped her. She corrected him and he took offense. Lorraine is surprised. Our girl says she's been quiet for a long time now. She'd often ignore the nonsense he spouted. Lorraine smiles, says the Count probably wants a smart woman who's also obedient. More like a slave. Elia burst out screaming, where does he intend to find a woman like that? Her friends laughing it off, she calms our girl down. Then she assures her the people of the capital are more interested in a different topic, even though Count Fexeter may be spreading rumors about our girl. Elia's curious to know what's new in the capital. Lorraine says the emperor of the land announced he will be getting married, and it's got everyone bubbling up as they're curious to know who's the chosen bride. Our girl had no idea the emperor was still single. She'd never given it any thought. After all, she's busy enough with her personal problems. Back home now, the handmaiden is surprised to see Elia home early. Our girl claims the part hostess was busy and she didn't know anyone else at the party, so she couldn't hang around. That's false. At the party, a lot of people were talking about her and her engagement getting broken up. The whispers and little talk all around made her uncomfortable. She left before she burst into an outrage at the party venue. Her handmaiden hands her a copy of the recent newspaper and takes her leave. She wants to get in on the gist about the emperor's wedding. The article reads, "Who is the unfortunate bride snares by Hades?" The emperor finally announced his marriage 7 years after rising to the throne. Why would the cold-blooded and cruel emperor make such an unusual announce? The identity of his unlucky bride yet to be revealed. Elia is shaken at the thought of the emperor because of the descriptions from the article. Even worse, she feels sorry for the unlucky bride. She flips open a new page and it says the young emperor was recently spotted spending time with a lady in secret, so she's the suspected bride. She's getting into this with such anticipation as she flips open more pages to get more and more info. The article says the face of the suspected bride could not be identified, but witnesses confirmed she had long pink hair that was light blue at the tips. At this point she stops reading, thinks about what she's just read. It couldn't be. Could it? Pink hair with blue tips. It's trendy these days to dye hair in 2 colors, so she's wanted to try it out for fun. She slams the paper on the table, hitting the paper in denial. Our girl laughs it up for a while. She paces around for a few minutes and questions if her eyes were playing tricks on her. She calms herself down, tries to convince herself she's still drunk. After her engagement was called off, she was irritated and tossed around her wig. She checks all around to confirm the color of the hair now. Her handmaiden is Jerry and she's been dying to dye the young mistress's wig for a while now. Our girl is desperate to figure out if Jerry really dyed it in eye-catching colors like the one in the article. It just can't be. She opens her wig chest and confirms it's her wig. The pink and blue-tipped hair was hers. She doesn't know how to react right now. She's gradually putting pieces together in her head. Our girl vaguely remembers drinking with someone. Jerry went over to the pub to fetch her tab but got a receipt for Elia's tab already paid. She takes a look at the receipt in hand. She's not been in the capital in 10 years, so she assumed the man she drank with was the one who paid the bill. Our girl wonders if he was the emperor. The man with the pretty amber eyes. She denies the possibility of it. He couldn't possibly be the emperor, could he? Why would he talk over drinks with her when he didn't know her, and why would he drink at a pub like that? She's certain Jerry must have made clippings of the news on the empire's national founding day, so a picture of the young emperor will be there. She sees his picture and memories slowly seep into her head. The young man from the pub had held her in his arms and waited till her carriage arrives. She says she wasn't joking when she said she wanted them to get married. She doesn't care about his status or anything like that. Elia says she's pretty intelligent and well off, and he says he knows this too. One statement resurfaces: if you marry me, I promise I'll make you happy. Who said this to who? I'm pretty sure it's Elia. In her drunkenness, she successfully bagged the emperor of their great country. She sits in utter confusion. It's crazy, but fascinating too.